today's lecture we are going to see a skill set 2, that is about HTML5, and from that we are going to see SOP3, that is practical number 3 from skill set 2. So let's see. In this practical we have to create a web page with following specification. See, they have given the conditions: display heading, application form in highest heading with a center alignment, except name, standard 11th or 12th with only one selection choice, and submit the form. Means in this practical we have to create a form, which in that form we have to display a heading for that form as an application form. Then we have to accept name from the user, means we will have to display a text box. Okay, and then there should be a selection with two options, 11th or 12th. Okay, now they have given a condition only one selection choice, means in this case we have to use a radio button, and then submit the form, means we have to display a submit button. So let's see one by one. Okay, first we'll do the starting as usual, that is doc type HTML. After that, head tag. In the head tag there is a title tag. I will give a title as SOP3. Okay, then title tag close. After that, head tag close, and then we will start a body tag. Okay, now I will also close this immediately so that afterwards we don't forget to close these tags: body tag close and HTML close. Now we have to create a form. So to include a form in a web page, we are going to use a form tag. So form tag. Then always keep in mind to give name to that form. Okay, suppose I am giving a name form 1. Sorry, what is the use of a name attribute? Even though we are not using it, it is not useful now in HTML5, but it is always a good habit to give to give ID or name, or we can say to use name property everywhere for each and every form control, so that it is useful afterwards whenever we will be learning client server side scripting. Okay, in server side scripting this name attribute is very useful, so it is always a good habit to use name attribute with every form control. Okay, so I have used your form tag. Now our first condition is to display the heading as a application form. Okay, so I will use a h1 tag, that is the highest heading tag, application form. Okay, you can use this h1 either inside the form or outside of a form, no problem. They have not given any specific condition, so if I'm using this inside the tag, that heading will be displayed inside the form, and if I am using this h1 above the form tag, that is outside the form tag, then it will be displayed above the form tag. Okay, we will see that in the output. So now first we'll save this program. I will give a name as SOP3 .html and all files, and save. Now let's see the output for this. Okay, so heading of the form is displayed as a application form. I think they have said with a center alignment. Okay, we have to keep the alignment as a center. So what we will do, we will just adjust the alignment of a body, or we can also use align attribute in the form tag. So I will use align equal to center and save. Okay, now let's see. Okay, heading is displayed at a center of the form, center of a web page. Now next we want to enter a accept a name from the user. Okay, let's see next condition: accept name and standard. So first we'll just display a name. To accept a name, we will just display a text like enter name. Okay, and now in front of this we want a text box, which with the help of which a user can enter his name. So to enter to display the text box, there is one attribute, that is input. input, and with the help of a input tag we can insert the one after the other different form elements. So now we want here text box. So there is a attribute of a input tag, that is a type, which allows us to select different types of a form control. So now here we want to enter a name. So for that we are going to require a text box. So value for the text box is text. Okay, input type is equal to text. Then it is, we will also specify a name property. Name means I will be giving a id for that. Okay, so this is our text box. Okay, now let's see one by one, we will check our output. Okay, enter name, and your text box is displayed. Now next we have to do is a radio button. Now I want radio buttons on the next line, so obviously I will be using a br tag. Okay, one single br tag means one line. Double br tag I'm using means there will be the space of two lines. Okay, I'm using here two br tags, so it will be more attractive to look. Now here I will they have to select a standard. So we'll give here some text like select standard. Okay, now there should be only one selection, means at a time there will be two options, 11th and 12th. So at a time a user should be able to select only one option, either he has to select 11 or he has to select 12. So for only single selection we are going to use radio buttons. In case of multiple selections there are check boxes, but now we want only single selection, so we will be using radio buttons. For that, to include the radio buttons, which value we should include in a type attribute, that is radio. Okay, input type is equal to radio. And after that there is a one more important attribute of a radio, that is a value. I will explain the purpose of a value. First let me, okay, this is a input type is equal to radio, value name r1. Okay, sorry, name value will be as a 11th. Then after that I will close this radio button, and after that we have to display 11th text. Okay, so we will type it as it is. Now there th will be in a super tag, sup th sup close. And after that same we want another radio button, input type is equal to radio, value equal to 12, and name equal to r1. Now I have given here same name property. I will explain that why. Okay, first let me show you the output for this. Okay, now let's save this program and let's see first output. Okay, so here we can see there is a enter name text box, after that select standard, then there are two radio buttons. Now see here at a time I can do only single selection, that is either if I am selecting 11th then 12th is deselected, if I am selecting 12th then 11th is deselected. So this is what they mean by a single selection, means in a radio button there should be only a single selection. Now how is this possible? See here in this, while using a radio button there is a name property. Now in name property I have given the same value for both the radio buttons. Okay, even for the 11th first radio button, that is with the value 11, for that I have given the name equal to r1, and for the second radio button, that is value 12, I have given the name r1. Now see, whenever we give a same name property, that is for these two radio buttons I have given the same value for the name property. It means that whichever radio buttons have a same value in the name property, there will be a group of those radio buttons. Now these two radio buttons have same name property, it means that there is a group of these two. Now there is a group of two radio buttons, means within that group I can select only one value. Now see, if I am giving here two different values, that is R1 and R2, then let's see what will happen. Now I will say, refresh this form. I will select 11th and also 12. See what happens, at a time both the buttons are selected, but we don't want this, we want only one selection at a time. Means either user can select 11 or he can select 12, but in this case what happens, both the radio buttons are selected. So what we have to do, whenever we want to select only one within these two. So first what we have to do is, we have to create a group of these two radio buttons. So whenever we will create a group of these radio buttons, within that group only one option can be selected. So how a group can be created in a radio buttons? We can create a group by giving the name value as a same. So now see, I will give the name property same. First name is equal to R1, even for the second radio button name is equal to R1, means now these both the radio buttons have a same name value. So there is a group of these two radio buttons. So within the group of two radio buttons only one value can be selected. Okay, that is the use of a name property. And after that see, whenever where I have closed this input tag, after that I have displayed here 11th. Okay, so why I am giving this 11 and 12 outside this tag? So that in the output, see, if I am not specifying the values here outside this, I will cancel this. Okay, now let's see what output we will get. Okay, see, there is no value in front of this radio button. So out of that radio button we have to that value should be displayed, or option to should be displayed what radio button's value is. So for that we have to display that value outside of that input tag. Just it is just for the display purpose. Okay, so I will use here. And sup tag, why we have used sup tag? So that THCS th is in a superscript, that is above the 12. So for a superscript we are using a sup tag. Okay, I will save this and I will refresh the program. Okay, so outside the first radio button there is a value 11, outside the second radio button there is a value 12, and th is in the superscript, so that is because of a sup tag. Okay, so these values 11th and 12th, they are just for the display purpose. These values will not be submitted to the server side whenever we are going to press the submit button, but value which we have mentioned in this value attribute, value is equal to 11, these are the actual values that will be stored in that radio button. Okay, so just keep in mind the purpose of this name attribute. What does name attribute do? Name attribute is compulsory whenever you are going to use a radio button, because obviously there will be more than one radio buttons in each form. There cannot be a single radio button, because in a radio button we have to select only single option from multiple options. So whenever there are multiple radio buttons, keep in mind the radio buttons which you want to make group of those radio buttons. For that the name property should be same. Okay, so that is the purpose of a name. And after that these values we have written for a display purpose, so that user can understand what are the options for that radio button. Okay, so we have done this. After that we just have to use a display the submit button. Okay, so for submit button we just write input type is equal to submit. Okay, and this will display a submit button. Okay, we want this also on the next line, so we will use here br tag after radio button. I will use two br tags and save this program. Okay, in this way our form is created. So there is a submit button, there are two radio buttons with only single selection, and there is a text box. so I can enter whatever text I want to enter within that text box. Okay, so this is somewhat output of our practical number 3. Now you can uh, apply more other tags so that your form can look more beautiful. Now see, you can also apply a background color to this form. Again, this enter name, select standard, this text if we want in a bold format, then what we will do, we will just use a text formatting element, that is a B tag, and we will place enter name, this text in a bold tag. Similarly for select, B and B. Okay, so that whatever text we are placing between the bold tag, it will be displayed in a bold format. Okay, see here, enter name, enter standard. Again, there is a submit button. Similarly, we can add a reset button. Reset button, we can add input type is equal to reset. Okay, what is the difference between submit and reset? Submit button will send the data to the server, and reset button will clear all the form data. Okay, we will see that. See, so there are two different buttons, submit and reset. So whatever text I will enter in this, and I am selecting this, whenever I will submit button, I will submit this, that data will be sent to the server side. Now in this case we don't have any server program, but in online, whenever you are filling the online form, so what happens, whenever we are submitting the data will be sent to the server side when we click on the submit button. And what happens when we click on the reset button, whatever data I have filled up in my form, all data will be cleared when I click on the reset button. Okay, so you can also add a reset button, but they have not mentioned anything in that question, but no problem, you can also add it. So this is the output of our SOP 3. We have included all the elements, that is application form in a highest heading. Highest heading is a H1 tag with center alignment. Then accept name, to accept name we have used text box. Then standard 11th or 12th with only one selection, means we have to use here radio buttons. And submit the form, to submit the form we have used submit button. So that is the output of a SOP 3.